doesn't get much better than that.
The competition would be decided by the two gymnasts who trained under Bella Karolyi. But Karolyi was not among the two coaches allowed on the podium, and he was forced to yell instructions from the sideline.
1 meter! 1 meter! No signal! Hey! Maintenant! No signal! Go and tell him to pull it out.
If Dominique Oceanu gets a 9-7-4-3, then the American team will be a lock for the team goal. Just two chances.
That's right. Ball. Ball.
Dominique and I were very used to Bella setting on board, having the proper mat. Now, I would like to say that should have no impact whatsoever, but in hindsight, now I'm like, well, maybe it did.
And that was the first time, after the second ball, when I asked, I will need a score. Where you are standing? Who is Marto? Where you at? Hey, really? What we doing, guys? How are standing? Nobody could say it.
So Kerri Strug, it is up to her. She's the last to go. She's the only one who can do it. Three falls in a row for the Americans.
The crowd was just...
And, I mean, it was, our world stopped.
And I've seen that song. That was the moment of my life. In my heart, in my mind, it was a moment of panic.
And she had quite the shield, didn't she? Kerri is hurt.
Take it out! Take it out! Take it out! You can do it! You can do it! You can do it!
I just had to rely on all those vaults in the gym when I was exhausted or something hurt, and Bella said, go again, it's not high enough, it's not fast enough.
We did 1,000 times. 1,000 times. Kerri, don't slow down! Don't slow down, yes!
When he is motivating you and telling you can do it and you will do it and things like that, you're like, hey, yeah, you know, Bella's telling me it's okay, like I can and I will do this.
You can do it. You can do it. Listen to me, you can do it.
She knows what to do. She will go when she is ready. And nice. Go. Ball. Ball. Kerri Strug is hurt. She is hurt badly.
Yeah, I was just focusing on the pain. It was pretty horrendous. This is the Olympic Games. You don't think about the consequences. It's so difficult to see a teammate in pain. And at the same time, we're all just so proud of her.
Standing on one leg.
We've got to find out.
A 9-7-1-2, she has done it. Kerri Strug has won the gold medal for the United States team. And the Americans, they still don't know what happened to their teammate. Everyone you see here will get a gold medal.
It was pretty much utter chaos, but I was very fortunate that Bella came, you know, running in and said, we're going to the award ceremony and you can go to the hospital later. As we're going up there and she's holding me, you know, I'm thinking, yikes. I'm the only one without pants, you know, like this is our moment. There's going to be so many photos and, you know, this is on television across the world.
She did belong at the time right there on the victory podium along with her teammates, so that was great.
7 teenage girls had come together to make history, defeating an opponent who had never known defeat, and claim a medal the U.S. had never won. For the watching world, Strug's vault was courageous, even heroic. But for Strug, it was just the end. She had torn 2 ligaments in her left leg. Oceano would later take her place in the all-around final. Strug's competitive career was over.
I always thought once I was on that Olympic podium, I would be smiling from ear to ear and jumping up and down, and there'd be tears of just joy. And I really had a lot of contrasting emotions.
In her final vault, after a career of being called nervous and frail, after terrifying injury, and after what looked like another Olympic failure, Strug delivered under unimaginable circumstances and became an Olympic legend.
This is a proof to me that everything on earth is possible. This is the living proof that every child, no matter we calling her the little baby or the little mouse, she can come up with the greatest, most courageous performance of the time, and everything is on the stake.
I was always the bridesmaid, they said, the one who had the talent but couldn't put it together when it counted most. That vault has a lot of significance to me personally. Finally, when all eyes were on me, I was able to handle the pressure and pull through. So it wasn't exactly the way I had planned by any means, but it was magnificent nonetheless.
We're joined now by Bela Karolyi, as well as his wife Marta, who was the coach of the U.S. team in Atlanta and is now the U.S. national team coordinator. Marta, in the past, you said that 1996 was kind of a perfect storm. Dawes and Miller were established veterans, Moceanu, an obviously talented up-and-comer, but it was a mixture of 7 young women. Why was it a perfect storm?
Well, it's so nice to get the different generations together. We had some girls with Olympic experience, and that's always very helpful, but also we had the energy and the enthusiasm of the young generation. So we melded that together, and it came out as a perfect combination.
Now, as it turned out, the Russians were still completing routines. As it turned out, the way they scored, you didn't need Kerri's perfect final vault, but you didn't know that at the time, right?
There was no way to find out. Everybody, I was screaming, somebody gave me a score, gave me a score. Nobody knew the score. There was a chaos. Beside the chaos, there was the crowd, unbelievable crowd, roaring and chanting, and that was like craziness at that particular time. So there was only one solution, one more good wall to anchor the cold, and that's what we did it.
You heard Kerri say in the piece, I didn't always like Bela. He wasn't nice, but that wasn't his job. Are you okay with that?
I think that's a pretty good statement. Very good statement. Again, just turning back to that point, that particular time when all this happened, not just was a completely shadowed all results, but there was that frightening feeling after a double falter wall that the Olympic dream is gone for good. So Marta just mentioned that to me, to hear that was a very intense moment for the coaches also. Yes, that was craziness on us, craziness for the moment, craziness for the outcome of the competition.
How would you compare the Fab Five to the Magnificent Seven?
I think the Fab Five's results are even bigger than it was 16 years ago, the Magnificent Seven, because we are not on U.S. soil. It's somehow, you always think if you're in your own country, somehow you have a little edge, and somehow it's easier to get a medal. But here we really didn't have friends. The judging wasn't extremely friendly for us, neither. We had to fight for every single dance, and the girls were able to put out 100% effort. And also I feel that this result even bigger because first time in our history we took the team gold and the all-around gold in our same Olympic Games.
We've had a Magnificent Seven and a Fab Five. What about this dynamic duo. How much longer? Another Olympic Games? I mean, you don't have an official role anymore, but you're around it. Another Olympic Games?
I just love my job. I don't feel this is a job what I'm doing. This is my passion and this is my life. And I feel like definitely I would like to stay for a while if everybody will be happy, and I would love to contribute to the success of U.S. gymnastics.
And as for you, we can see that your enthusiasm is declining. You just don't have the enthusiasm for it anymore.
And I'm very, very proud and very happy that we established a system, we have established a training center, which is the kids, they call the second home. And I definitely think that the coming up Olympic Games going to find us just as well prepared and just as successful right now.
Bella, Marta, thanks to you both. When we come back, we'll send it out.